You had surgery, and now you suffered terrible complications. But the doctor never told you before surgery that you could experience all these terrible complications. Can you bring a lawsuit against your doctor for failing to tell you about the risk of having these terrible complications? You want to know the answer? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. So now we're talking about a possible claim against your doctor, the doctor whom you loved, the doctor whom you put your life in his hands, the doctor who told you that you needed this surgery. And based upon your conversations with the doctor, he told you this is something that you need, and you trusted him. So now you go ahead and agree to have the surgery. The surgery goes great, or so you think, but you wind up having post-operative complications. And now you're sick as a dog, you're in the hospital, you're in the intensive care unit, you're now recuperating, you need physical therapy and rehabilitation. All because you believe the doctor did something careless. And now you believe you suffered all of these problems because the doctor didn't do what he was supposed to do. And now you're in the hospital going through your mind, why? Why are you sitting there? Why do you have all of these problems? And now you begin to learn from talking to other doctors who are coming in to treat you that, hey, the problems you're having now are risks of this particular surgery. And the doctors know that these risks can occur. They know that these complications can occur both during the surgery as well as after the surgery. And you turn around and say, but wait a second, my surgeon never told me that I could suffer any of these risks. Is that sufficient for you to go ahead and claim that this doctor was careless? And now you want to sue him for medical malpractice? The answer is maybe yes, but more likely no. And let me explain what I mean. In order for you to go forward with a valid medical malpractice case in New York, we have to show, number one, that there was wrongdoing. Number two, that the wrongdoing was a cause of your injury. And number three, that your injury is significant or permanent. And we have to have a medical expert, a board-certified medical expert, confirm each one of those things, those three things. If they only confirm two, you have no case. If they confirm only one, you have no case. You need all three in order to confirm and go forward with a valid case. Now, what you are talking about is what we call a lack of informed consent claim. So in a typical medical malpractice case, we have at least two different claims. One is a claim for medical malpractice, that the doctor was careless and he violated the basic standards of medical care. The second, in a surgical case, is that the doctor failed to tell you about all of the various risks, benefits, and alternatives in order to allow you, the patient, sufficient information to make an educated decision about whether to go forward with the surgery. Based upon the example that I gave you at the very beginning, we're only talking about a claim for lack of informed consent, where the doctor did not tell you about those various risks. So, can you bring a claim just on that basis alone? Well, I will tell you that most really good, experienced trial lawyers in New York will not take a case only if there's a lack of informed consent claim. Why not? Because they also need to show a claim for improper medical care. And if we can't show that there was also improper medical care resulting in your injury, now you'll find that most medical malpractice attorneys in New York, at least the good experienced ones, will not touch your type of case. Why not? I'll tell you why. Because the lack of informed consent claim always comes down to he said, she said. So let me tell you exactly what I mean. In these types of lawsuits, during the course of pretrial questioning, where we have an opportunity to question the doctor and the defense attorney has an opportunity to question you, the patient, they will always try and learn, what did the doctor tell you about the need for this surgery? Did he tell you about the risks? Did he tell you about the benefits? And in every one of these cases, the patient always says, the doctor did not tell me about the various risks associated with this particular surgery, especially the injuries that I suffered. And the doctor always turns around and says, of course I talked to the patient about the risks of the surgery. I told them about the risks, the benefits, the alternatives. They signed the consent form, and now at the hospital they also signed another consent form. So then it becomes a question of he said, she said. When you have a he said, she said scenario, who is the jury going to believe? More likely than not, the jury is going to turn around and believe the doctor. Why? Because we put our trust in doctors. We put our lives in the doctor's hands. And unless we have a smoking gun, unless we have such clear-cut evidence to show that the doctor also violated the standard of care, it's going to be extremely challenging to show just on the informed consent claim that you were entitled to a verdict in your favor. Because Juries tend to favor doctors. That's a fact. So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you just to give you an inside look at what goes on in these medical malpractice cases here in New York. You know, I recognize you're watching this video because you likely have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you're thinking about bringing a lawsuit but haven't done so yet because you still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.